Food bank usage is up across the country. Nearly 1 million Canadians used a food bank last year. That need is growing. Find out how you can help out locally today on The Express. On today's show,
we're always looking for non-perishable food items, so things like canned tuna, canned fruits and veggies, Kraft Dinner, pasta sauce, things like that.
Help feed our local food banks. Then how is retirement looking for this Whistler 2010 Olympian?
I feel like I haven't stopped yet.
And the joy of flying takes to the skies.
Offers of freedom, it offers a view.
It's all coming up next. Join us for some Bluebird Days today on The Express. Welcome to The Express on Shaw TV. I'm your host, Nicole Fitzgerald. It's Hunger Awareness Week, so friends and family have gathered here at Spruce Grove Fieldhouse to raise funds for the Whistler Food Bank. The need for this non-profit services are greater than ever. We'll learn more about that in just a moment, but first, Whistler's Golden Girl Britt Janik has decided to retire her racing gear. So instead of finding her in the gates, today we meet her on the greens.
Hi.
Hi, Britt.
Yeah.
Duncan.
Nice to meet you.
Golf and retirement. It may sound a bit cliche, but for World Cup veteran Britt Janik, who recently retired her ski racing suit, taking a golf lesson at the Whistler Golf Club driving range is a wonderful change of pace.
Start you with a nice short iron here, if you want to loosen up with that.
Obviously, I've spent a lot of years of doing really kind of hard, rigorous training, and so it's nice to do a little bit of golf to balance that.
From a fundamental standpoint, looking down the target line here with you, you've got nice spine angle, good posture.
Golf pro instructor Duncan Savage found it easy to work with the 15-time Canadian champion turned lady of leisure. Her 15-year-long career on the World Cup circuit as a Canadian Alpine ski team member shows in her athletic stance, her careful concentration. The quest to be number one didn't retire with her skis.
I guess it does cross over. You know, I think that's why I get so frustrated with golf, because it's like I've come from ski racing and I'm really good at that, and I step out on the golf course, I'm like, well, I know what the pros do. Why can't I be like them? I should just play like a pro.
Okay, Britt. So here's something new we're using at the range here.
New technology at the Whistler Golf Club is helping this Squamish resident swing more like a pro.
It's a really great tool for us as instructors, so we're really able to help show the student where they're trying to improve and also what they're doing well. Keeping your head really still and good balance.
Until now, Britt was keeping track of another kind of leaderboard, one with 18 top 10 World Cup finishes, which included a gold and bronze medal win. Her most memorable career highlight was a 6th place finish in downhill at the 2010 Winter Olympic and Paralympic Games.
Being the first games that I competed in, and also being in a place where I was competing for a medal, it was truly spectacular.
Okay, so let's move on to the driver here.
Her plans for the future aren't a straight hole-in-one. Right now, the hometown hero is just embracing the transition, working with young skiers and looking to further her education.
It still feels really, really fresh. It's kind of, I feel like I haven't stopped yet. I'm in Squamish and I find myself up in Whistler, down in Vancouver, or, you know, here and there, so I'm not sure I've really settled yet.
But one thing is for certain. Free skiing on her home mountains next season.
A little bit different. It's been a lot of years of racing, and I'm looking forward to being out there on my fat skis and getting some powder.
You're welcome. Stick around and practice.
Thanks.
Bye now.
Until then, retirement looks green with sunny skies ahead. Be sure to check out their ladies-only clinics as well. The 5 one-hour classes include instruction, rentals, green fees, and dinner. Admission to today's fundraiser is by donation to the Whistler Food Bank. But if you missed out on today's event, don't worry about it. You can make a non-perishable item donation to any of your local grocery stores. All proceeds will benefit the Whistler Food Bank. Next, get ready for a big summer. This week's adventure takes us soaring over Nanaimo. Big Summer is brought to you by Cultus Lake Water Park, BC's #1 water park.
Taking to the air has been a passion of Al's since he was a kid, and as a member of the Nanaimo Flying Club, he can pretty much follow his dream anytime.
Flying is one of those experiences that's unlike anything else. It offers a freedom, it offers a view, it offers a feeling that doesn't get tired. I've been doing it for years and years and years, and I still get a grin every time I get up in the air and fly around.
Brian Andrews has been a pilot for 40+ years, and it runs in the family.
My father was a pilot in just after the war, and I was very interested in airplanes as a little kid, and I guess we had our first airplane in the family when I was about 9, and my brother, myself, and my wife are all pilots. I tend to fly amphibians or water planes, and so we can go out in the backcountry, and it's just a marvelous experience. We live in probably the prettiest part of the world, and flights in the Pacific Northwest are particularly awesome.
This aircraft behind is a Cessna 180. It's a wonderful plane. This particular one is a 1957 aircraft. It has 18,000 some hours on it, and it looks like brand new from the outside. It has wonderful characteristics. It flies reasonably quickly. It carries a reasonable load, and it travels a reasonable distance before you have to stop for more fuel.
Established in 1946, the club now has 130 members. Barbara Riddy is president, and she's working to raise awareness about it.
In the last little while, we've really stepped up our presence. So we have a monthly breakfast, we have flyouts sometimes, we put on big events, usually once a year.
Ready to go flying?
And it's not a requirement to be a pilot or to even own an aircraft to belong to this club. So basically anybody that has an interest in aviation is certainly welcome. When the public comes, they will see aircraft flying. There's a number of different aircraft at this club. One of our members is actually also a member of the Fraser Blues formation team. So we have a few unique aircraft. We have some regular kind of aircraft that people are accustomed to seeing. There is Nan Chung on the field, which is kind of your old warbird kind of looking aircraft.
Come on down, join us for one of the breakfasts, come on down for one of the club meetings, see what it's all about, talk to the people, and if anybody has any shred of interest in aviation, this is the place to be.
If the public comes and they ask a pilot to go up for a ride in the aircraft, most pilots are quite willing to do that because they want to show off their airplane, they want to show off that they can fly. So usually the pilots are pretty accommodating about taking the public.
The Nanaimo Flying Club is associated with a lot of community programs like Angel Flights and Air Cadets, and they have events throughout the year. You can contact them for details. For Big Summer, I'm Melissa Hall.
Big Summer is brought to you by Cultus Lake Water Park, BC's #1 water park. Feeling inspired to learn how to fly yourself? Well, you can do it right here at home. Glacier Air in Squamish hosts flight training school, or you can just leave it to the professionals and opt for a sightseeing tour. Today is all about fundraising, and the Whistler Food Bank is busier than ever.
Over there. So your food can go right over here. Hunger Awareness Day today. So we're raising awareness about hunger, and we're having the family dinner night in order to do that.
Something smells pretty good here. Now, what are some of the items that people should be thinking about when they're donating to the food bank?
We're always looking for non-perishable food items, so things like canned tuna, canned fruits and veggies, Kraft Dinner, pasta sauce, things like that.
This year we've served just under 1,800 people, which is pretty high. It's already well over our 2009 numbers, and if the numbers continue like this, we'll be over our 2010 numbers shortly.
Well, today is definitely about having some fun, but it's also about raising awareness about hunger. Who are the kind of people that can use the food bank?
So the food bank is open to anyone in our community, and we generally see people that are new to our community if they're visiting for a season, for work. We see people that have been here for a long time, locals, so it's open to all members of the community.
The food bank is located down at the bottom of Lorimer on the property of Our Lady of the Mountains Catholic Church. It's 6299 Lorimer Road. We're open every Monday from 10 to 12 noon.
How was dinner tonight?
Dinner's great. Nice supply of fresh salmon on the barbecue, hot dogs, burgers, and saw some tortillas out there I didn't get a chance to try.
So what made you decide to come out and support this cause?
Well, yeah, I got a young family, and food bank's important to our community, and Worcester Community Services is important to our community.
So this is a very important event to have, and I'm glad that you're all here to share it with us.
People can donate at all the grocery stores in town. There's blue donation bins at the IGA, Nestor's, Creekside Market, and the grocery store in the village.
So again, the Whistler Food Bank is located at the end of Lorimer Road. It's open every Monday from 10 a.m. to noon. Stay tuned, it's time to kick up our heels. Still to come, these moves are Holland bound.
To be a part of that and to be around all of these amazing artists is going to be absolutely wonderful.
And what does a fair have to do with planning a wedding?
Couples having fun, that's a great thing. Sometimes it's very popular to use props.
The Easter Seals 24-hour relay sends kids with disabilities to camp.
Please help these kids by signing up for the 24-hour relay now.
Make a difference. Register at 24hourrelay.com.
This is Max. Like many bears, Max is curious. What he found was a bear buffet. One day, Max became brazen, trying to get an easy meal, and ended up in conflict with people. Max was in real danger. The good news is, by removing the attractant, you remove the bear and the problem. Let's teach bears to stay away rather than inviting them to come and stay.
Welcome back to the Whistler Food Bank fundraiser at Spruce Grove. I'm your host, Nicole Fitzgerald, and you're watching The Express. Becoming a professional dancer, it can take you to all corners of the globe. Maybe it's the Alvin Ailey Dance Company in New York, or the Moscow City Ballet in Russia, or in our next case, the Holland Dance Company in the Netherlands.
These local dancers are rehearsing for their season finale before graduation, and before two of them head off to work in the Netherlands.
It was just, it was shocking and surprising.
I'm incredibly excited. I'm overjoyed.
It all started when the Arts Umbrella Dance Company flew to Holland to spend a week with a renowned Dutch dance company.
We went to Groningen, which is where Noord Netherlands Dance is based.
We had a whole week of working with Netherlands Noord, which allowed us the opportunity to work with a professional company. That's huge for dancers still in school.
We just had to present ourselves and try and be ourselves.
The dance company takes only 5 apprentices a year, and they were auditioning 500 people.
It's a week-long audition, and they knew it. And every day I would say, it's another audition. It was really a huge experience for them to enter into the world of what it means to be on and to really have to perform and to have to produce.
After a week of hard work, Amy and Maya were chosen to take part in the apprentice program.
Overwhelmed to be able to have this opportunity that is so rare for someone to have, especially 19, just graduating from dance school.
I love the atmosphere there, and I love everything about Holland.
The dance world over there is just thriving, so to be a part of that and to be around all of these amazing artists is going to be absolutely wonderful.
I think it's safe to say these dancers are ready to start packing.
Holland is such a lovely place, so living there seems like a great experience.
Everyone's really excited. My parents are gonna miss me, but yeah, everyone's really excited.
I'm Bianca Salterbeck in Vancouver for The Express.
You can celebrate local dancers right here at home. The Vibe Dance Studio in Whistler is hosting its year-end show, June 17th to 18th at My Millennium Place. This show sells out every year, so you want to pick up your tickets fast. It's that time of the show again to visit our wedding bells. There are a lot of things to think about when planning a wedding, starting with your engagement photos.
Hi, I'm Aubrey.
And I'm Sarah.
And we are the Wedding Bells.
I just got engaged.
And I did not. We're on an adventure to plan the big day.
That's very nice. That's nice.
Aubrey and I met with photographer Malia Sorensen to learn more about a recent trend for couples. Engagement shots, or e-sessions.
Basically, it's a way to become comfortable with your photographer and become comfortable having your photo taken. A lot of couples want some decent photos of themselves at their wedding, maybe a sign-in book or a portrait.
And the reason Malia chose an amusement park was
a good location can really help. When the couple's having fun, that's a great thing. Sometimes it's very popular to use props. These days,
You can pick somewhere that really reflects you as a couple. What are some key tips you can say to a couple when choosing a photographer?
I would say just make sure that your personalities jive and that you see entire weddings that they've shot.
Is it okay to say, I love that wedding that you did, I kind of want mine to look the same?
I kind of want that dress. I want that hair.
Well, you can do that.
I want that husband.
Okay, Aubrey. It's pink like my ring.
What are we, horses?
Good.
Okay, that's enough loving photographs. We're gonna battle it out on the bumper cars.
Oh yeah. Aubrey was, of course, a little picky when it came to choosing a bumper car.
Now I'm left to the last one. The kids beat me to it. And just like my man situation, all the good ones ended up being taken.
Which way are we supposed to go? Then it was time for props.
So we'll get 2 cotton candies, please.
On sticks!
$10 for 2 cotton candies. We decided that one massive mound of pure sugar was enough for us.
I got Aubrey and Sarah right over here, going head to head.
As usual, Aubrey won. And then, guess what we found out?
Malia has never ridden a roller coaster in her life.
Whole life.
So we're going on the roller coaster with Malia.
The great thing about a roller coaster is that you really interact with your environment.
Malia did it. She rode the roller coaster. What do you think?
I think I won't do it again. I think it was really scary. It's like tonsils. You should only do it as a kid.
Although not entirely impressed with the roller coaster, Malia sure was impressed with our shoot.
You were lively, you were spunky, you were fun. I mean, the only thing I would do different again in an engagement shoot is try to
Have a groom? I'm kicking Aubrey out of here, and I'm bringing my man in.
As Sarah and Jody were finding romance in their engagement shoot, I sat realizing I may have to start being less picky with my bumper cars and my men.
For Shaw TV, we're the Wedding Bells.
Looking to have your engagement photos done closer to home? Anastasia Photography in Pemberton is a great choice. Another great choice? Making a donation to your local food bank. 1/3 of food bank users in Canada are children. Stay tuned, we got more local stories coming your way. After the break, how can you be bear smart?
The biggest attractant that we're dealing with, as in most communities in BC, is garbage.
Community programming on Shaw has been generously sponsored in part by
Artina's handcrafted Canadian jewelry, 387 Water Street in Gastown and Government Street in Victoria.
Welcome back to The Express on Shaw TV. I'm your host, Nicole Fitzgerald. And friends and family have gathered to support the Whistler Food Bank. You can make a donation anytime at the Whistler Community Service Society's website. Well, summer is finally here, the perfect excuse for a road trip.
Travel along with us on the Quality Assured Collision Road Trip as we explore the many marvelous attractions and activities of beautiful British Columbia.
We're taking a road trip to the Gulf of Georgia Cannery to learn about the history of the West Coast fishing industry.
The Gulf of Georgia Cannery is a National Historic Site in Steveston in Richmond, and the building itself was constructed in 1894. It was known as the Monster Cannery back in those days because it was the largest building of its kind. It functioned as a salmon cannery and net loft, had a variety of purposes over the years, and in 1979 it shut down operations and then later reopened as a National Historic Site and museum.
There's lots to explore and experience in this 55,000 square foot facility.
One of the highlights of a visit is we have a salmon canning line that's a reconstructed salmon canning line that's sort of representative of the 1930s to 1950s era. So this is the sliming table, and this is one of my favorite spots on the tour because I think you can just imagine yourself standing here all day cleaning fish. Water was pumped directly from the river, and that's what was used to clean the fish. And this is a job that was typically done by either First Nations or Japanese women, and they often would bring their kids to work with them. So the babies would be on their back all day and toddlers kind of playing on the floor. So again, I think you can just really imagine yourself working in this kind of atmosphere.
And salmon wasn't the only staple at the Gulf of Georgia Cannery.
For a period, the cannery operated as a herring reduction plant, and that's where they took herring and turned it into fish meal for fertilizer and things like that, and herring oil. This is our fish wall, and it shows you all the different species that are found here on the West Coast. One of the biggest being the halibut, which is a flat fish, and they can actually grow this large in size.
You can also step into the wheelhouse of a fisherman's boat and imagine living and working on the high seas.
One of the things I really enjoy about my job here is I'm always learning something. Just when I think I've heard everything or learned everything there is to know, there's always something new to learn. And fishermen always have a lot of really interesting stories to tell.
And the Gulf of Georgia Cannery is preserving those stories for all of us. In Richmond, I'm Kendall Harris for Shaw TV.
Entertaining and informative, the Quality Assured Collision Road Trip. Weekends on Shaw TV. Always something new and exciting.
The Gulf of Georgia Cannery has some exciting events planned for the summer, including kids' activities, music nights, and a farmer's market. Families and kids are having a great time tonight here at the Whistler Food Bank Family Barbecue. Here are a few other tips to keep the good times rolling, especially in bear country. Later on in the show, getting at the garbage side of human-bear conflicts. One way to help out our local bears, if you see them driving along the highway, give them a good honk and hopefully you'll scare them off. Another way to help out our local animals, pay a visit to the Squamish SPCA and Wagon Whistler.
Hi, welcome to the Squamish SPCA. I'm just showing you some of the animals that we have up for adoption. This here is Puzzle. She is one of our one-year-old tortoiseshell females that we have up for adoption. She's quite small, as you can tell. She'd be a good family cat. She's not a huge fan of the other cats, so a solo cat would be best for her. This here is Sydney. She's one of our younger females we have. She is around 2 years old. She's a little bit more on the quiet side. She won't come out looking for attention, but she doesn't mind some treats and some pets. She'd make a great cat for more of a quiet home.
Hi, welcome to Wagon Whistler. Here's a few of the pets that we have up for adoption. This is Bentley. He's a 12-week-old puppy that was found in Seton Portage. He loves getting cuddles, but he is quite shy. So this is Sophie. She is a really nice cat. She'd make a lovely family cat. She is a long hair, so we're looking for someone who can brush her hair all the time.
Love pets, love animals. The SPCA and WAG are always looking for volunteers to care for the Sea to Sky's cutest residents. Another way to help out our local animal shelters, WAG is hosting its second annual Father's Day brunch on Sunday, June 19th at the Four Seasons Resort Whistler at Sidecut. There'll be live entertainment, kids' games, and of course, food. Living in the great outdoors comes with an even greater responsibility. The Sea to Sky is home to black bears, and it's up to the community to ensure we keep them safe.
We're the educational aspect of the program, so we're out there educating people on how to reduce conflicts with bears.
The educational efforts of Bear Aware are paying off. Squamish recently became only the second place in BC to officially be named a Bear Smart community. The key to success? Minimizing bear attractants.
Bears are highly motivated to find food. If there's an opportunity to gain food, they're in it.
After a long winter's nap, the bears are back in action and taking every opportunity to stop for a snack.
The biggest attractant that we're dealing with, as in most communities in BC, is garbage. It's an easy, high-caloric meal for bears.
To minimize the opportunities for an easy meal, a garbage tote program was started in the spring of 2009. Each household in Squamish now has a bear-resistant bin, but they are only effective if locked properly.
Lots of people just do that, and they leave one on. But what the bear can do is they can grab this handle, pull, and anything with a little bit like an inch gap, if even a little bit less than that, they can get their claws in there and just haul the plastic lid back, grab the bag, and run. And you're none the wiser. So we're asking people, telling people, they need to have both locks done.
Local businesses are also doing their part by improving waste disposal areas. One of the newest retail developments in Squamish has gone above and beyond.
So they put in a compactor. They actually built a shed to house their composting, recycling, and some of their garbage that is wildlife resistant. And they also put in bear-proof pedestrian bins scattered throughout the parking lots.
Garbage isn't the only temptation for bears. Certain trees, flowers, and berry bushes often lure bears into backyards and gardens.
We actually have a list of species of plants that attract bears, and we do have a list, and we do try to kind of get it out to the community that if you're going to plant, strawberries and blueberries, be aware that this is food for bears, and you don't want to plant it near where your kids are playing or where your front door is.
Bird feeders are another favorite, and bears are excellent climbers, so feeders need to be strategically placed.
They're extremely intelligent animals. We undermine their intelligence quite a bit. They're very adaptable. That's why black bears have learned to kind of live amongst our neighborhoods.
This is where Crest University is now, and this is the Mamquam River with all the spawning channels where we have the fish in the fall.
These neighborhoods often lie between forested areas and waterways. Bears then find themselves in an obstacle course trying to get to their destination, so minimizing attractants is key.
Ideal situation is that we're just not attracting bears and other wildlife into our backyards and making them human habituated or garbage conditioned. We can live with bears, we can live safely with bears.
From the Bear Smart community of Squamish, I'm Jessica Turner for Shaw TV.
The Bear Aware website has lots of helpful tips on how to manage garbage conflicts, including keeping fruit trees and bushes, as well as composting in bear country. It is beautiful country, so get out and enjoy Mother Nature. The Express Spotlight helps us out. Saturdays at the Point gets arts and music into the great outdoors. Starting July 2nd, browse the Artisan Market, cafe, bookshop, and live music. The Point is located at the old Whistler Hostel, lakeside location on Alta Lake. Put on your Sherlock Holmes thinking cap. The How Sound Women's Center Society hosts the first ever Whodunit Mystery Dinner Theater at the Needle Lake Lodge. All proceeds benefit the Women's Drop-In Center in Whistler. Do you know how to be safe in the backcountry? The Squamish Emergency Program invites sledders to learn about safe mountain travel, gear, and trip planning. Local dancers take to the stage for the Vibe Dance Center's year-end production of fairy rhymes and nursery tales. Storytelling through dance, this show sells out every year. So even if you miss the party, you can make a donation anytime to the Whistler Food Bank by dropping off a non-perishable item at your local grocery store. The Whistler Food Bank needs your help. And that wraps up this week's show. If you'd like to see your story idea on the Express, drop us a line at sea2skyexpress@shaw.ca. You can also see our show on shawtv.com. Join us next week. It's BMXing in Squamish. So until then, from all of us on Shaw TV, thanks for watching.
Nicole Fitzgerald's wardrobe provided by Peak Performance. Hairstyling by The Loft Salon. And makeup provided by Beauty Mark.
POV camera, courtesy of Contour.
While filming on the mountain, parking provided by the Fire Rock Lounge.